Welcome to the world of Gundam, a universe where corruption runs rampant, wars mercilessly kill, and sacrifice is— oh my god, they getting married! Introducing, from the creators of Lycoris Recoil, not really, but basically, Lycoris Recoil except they have dumb after gun. If you're on any social media, especially on the Japanese side, then you understand the power of Yuri, because I swear, all the Lycoris Recoil fans just migrated here. I am one of these sheep, and frankly, Gundam is a series I know nothing about. The extent of my knowledge is mechs, politics, and boomers. Literally. But now, I get it. It's amazing. So today, I would like to convince you that no, Gundam is not just for middle-aged Japanese salarymen and housewives. It's genuinely a good show. God, Japanese kids these days, I swear. Mobile Suit Gundam, the Witch from Mercury, establishes a politically complicated world where humanity is technologically advanced enough to live in space. This was accomplished using the Gund format, some technology thing. Nani? While originally purposed for adapting the human body to space, just like everything in real life, the military finds a way. One day we're gonna find a way to militarize Hello Kitty, I swear. In this horrific world filled with racism, I meant planetism, the two main characters exist in school. Introducing introverted speech disordered Chisato and Takina if she had bad parents instead of no parents. Okay, jokes aside, this show is completely different from Lycoris Recoil. Witch from Mercury has a far greater emphasis on the world building and politics around it, which I assume is a classic Gundam trait. Political assassinations, forced marriages, the deepest hells of capitalism. You get to see how fucked this world is, just like ours. There's not much I can say about the story since not much has happened yet, but what I can do is give my first impressions. Everyone's a fucking asshole. Seriously, you have the classic gossipy students that have a pencil up their ass all day, you have CEOs with egos the size greater than Elon Musk's bank account, and holy shitty sperm sack. Are these the worst parents I have ever seen? Like, seriously, every parent, except for one, are just human garbage. They treat their kids like tools, not a single shred of care or even emotion. I swear, I treat even my garbage can better. At least I'm not screaming at it for not catching my garbage. And that's exactly the point. You start to realize that some of the students are just assholes because their parents are assholes. It's a feedback loop. Gwen is the best example of this. In episode 1, he's like literally a high-budget Disney villain that goes, "Haha, I'm the best, you peasants, my wife is a trophy and my dick is longer than the woman's face." You can barely take him seriously, but then you realize, oh, he's just fucked because his dad is fucked. All his dad does is your classic scummy politician stuff and berate his son when he loses. Son lost one battle in unexpected circumstances and he didn't even believe in his son to pilot the mech in the rematch. If this and the degrading is all we see on screen, God knows how Gwen was raised and how fucked he is in the head. God knows the state of his self-esteem. That's just what happens when you grow up in an abusive household. He's taking after his father's shitty traits. It's no wonder he turned out like this. He's not a bad person per se. You can see his pride as a person, it's just the result of shitty parenting. It took only one person who truly respected his strength and him as a person for him to start growing up and become an idol fan and propose at an inconvenient time with a hint of NTR. Then you see Miorine's dad and this line says everything. Yeah, あれはガンダムだ。なぜでしょう? I think there's a recurring theme here. It's teenagers realizing how shitty their parents are and rebelling against them despite their parents being, well, powerful is an understatement. More like rulers of the world, no, solar system. This anime manages to capture the worst in greedy adults and how it fucks so many, and especially their kids over. You see some of the worst qualities known to mankind, and I swear, Logan Paul looks like Mother Teresa compared to these guys. They are so hateable, I was seething half the episodes. You feel the characters' frustrations and anger in this unjust world. Yet despite how hard they try to rebel, it doesn't change the fact that unfortunately, they are the children of some of the most powerful people in the world. And all these shitty parents care about is fame and fortune. Rebelling against them is like telling your teacher as a kindergartner that they're shit. they'll just mug you in the face. This sounds so character focused, but unlike Lycoris Recoil, like I've said, this anime has a huge focus on the surrounding world and its politics. You have multiple enormous corporations filled with blackmail and manipulation, disagreements on the direction that humanity should walk in, and battles that would normally be personal vendettas are now huge deals that bring consequential results to the world. Because we're introduced to this world of all the top bossman daddies, everything that happens has unimaginably big ramifications, which is why seeing these teens rebel and take their first step in succeeding is so satisfying. It's perhaps just a single step forward, but the "fuck you, I will not live by you" message rings louder than anything. It's the gratifying acknowledgement that the world doesn't revolve around these dickheads and their bank account. Real life is cruel, isn't it? Nothing super big plot-wise has happened yet, but I have very high hopes in seeing how these teens rebelling against their parents have an effect on the overarching world, and how they manage the plot with this amazing premise and startup. There are many very fascinating plot points that come to mind, such as the legality of gun technology, and hostility between Earthians and Spacians, almost as if telling a story from a dystopian future. I can really see this story going very deep and far if done right. After the first 3 episodes, my dumbass almost started writing this script until I realized that a prologue episode existed. Well, it's just a prologue, nothing special I guess. I'll watch it. Oh, what the fuck? I am not exaggerating when I say that this prologue is powerful. The initial feeling of wholesomeness hinted with slight dread that something bad might be coming. The dark explanations building up to the events of the main anime, and an ending that I can only describe as something that left me staring at the credits rolling in complete shock and awe. If you've seen the first episode of To Your Eternity, I think it's on that scale of just beauty and horror. I don't want to go too much into it because I believe it's something you should experience for yourself. I did not think it was possible for a single standalone episode to not only pack in so much content build-up for the main anime, but also annihilate me in the feels like a 10-story truck. No amount of words or shitty jokes can explain the pure speechlessness and void I felt when the episode ended. It's absolutely incredible. I was wrong. It's not just a prologue. Please do not forget to watch it. Alright, with all the side business out of the way, it's time to get into the main topic of this political clusterfuck of an action show. Yuri. What? Why else do you think I'm making this video? Honestly, the Yuri and Witch from Mercury is nowhere near as prominent as Lycoris Recoil. Is what I would say if they didn't get fucking engaged in episode 1. Shit went full Tonikawa, I don't know you, marry me mode. Yo Takina, you gotta step your game up. Take Chisato to a love hotel, push her down the bed or something. You can't let Tomato Girl out-gay you. You think shitty parents increases horniness? Alright, but for real. They are cute together and I'd be happy to be proven wrong, but I don't think it's exactly a prominent point of the show, nor is their chemistry exactly the focus of the show, unlike Lycoris Recoil. If I were to put it nicely, it's the cute moments we can smile at before shit hits the fan and people start exploding. If I were to put it bluntly, we got fucking clickbaited. Except the entire Lycoris Recoil fanbase is still in clickbait denial because my Twitter is still getting Suleta Miori and Yuri bombed. Then again, I shouldn't be surprised because this is the delusional fanbase that's still hallucinating weekly Lycoris Recoil episodes. If you believe hard enough, you can will anything to exist. I'd be pleasantly surprised to see a Yuri direction and them getting closer, cause with these themes, I can see some amazing heart-shattering moments possibly coming. But for now, the entirety of the Lycoris Recoil fanbase got Yuri baited into watching a political action mech show. And it's fucking working because look at these Japanese Twitter numbers. God, we are simple creatures. Came for the plot, stayed for the plot. Anyway, Mobile Suit Gundam The Witch from Mercury has been an incredible anime so far, with amazingly deep world building, insanely good mech fights, and a soundtrack that drops as hard as someone on a good day with high gravity. I see this as a very, very promising show. In this season littered with shonen everywhere, I really hope this show doesn't only blow up on the Japanese side, but also the English-speaking side. Both anime have nothing to do with each other, but god damn, did Lycoris Recoil do this show good by airing a season before and destroying records. This show was fucking set up for success. I'll admit, I watched it because of the constant shilling from Lycoris Recoil people. In the wise words of a light novel writer's interview, science fiction is boring. Gay science fiction is not boring.